Hello, lovelies, and welcome to another episode of Daily Kupo. I have to apologize, I haven't been recording episodes every day. I actually ended up getting COVID, which is an unfortunate thing for me. But, in our country at this point, a lot of people are getting it, and it's just kind of part of our society. I've had the vaccine and 3 booster shots, and I still ended up with it. And I'm very careful because I currently have multiple autoimmune diseases and all kinds of health issues, and I still caught it. Still. I'm pretty sure I caught it at the doctor's office, so I suppose that would explain a few things. However, you never know. I could have caught it anywhere. So, as a result, since I caught COVID and got very sick, I wasn't recording episodes. And then my son went to camp, and I had to get him ready for camp, and we had to drive all the way to Wisconsin. And for those of you listening who don't know where I live in Iowa. So we had to drive from Iowa to Wisconsin, and from where we are to where we had to go, it was about a 6-hour drive. So we had to drive there and back, and then there and back again. It was a week apart, but still. I tried to spend that week just kind of taking my time off and relaxing and not being a parent, which was weird. I have to be honest. My son is 8 years old, and I had breakfast the day after he left with my other half, and there was no rush to be anywhere or do anything. I had no responsibilities or concerns, and the last time I can really remember being in a situation like that, truly remember feeling exactly that same way, I went to Burger King the day my son was being just discharged from the NICU because he had a NICU stay. And the nurses took him to the nursery, and I walked across the street with my boyfriend at the time, my son's biological father. And we went to Burger King, and I remember having French toast sticks and some kind of tater tot thing that Burger King serves. So, nothing special. It doesn't matter, but it sticks out in my mind because I just got to take my time, and I knew it was going to be the last time I was going to be able to do that for a while. Little did I know it would be 8 years before I felt that way again. Being a parent and parenthood really changes you. And it changes the way that you do things in your life and your priorities in general. And self-care really can go by the wayside. So I would encourage any of you who are parents to try to take time for yourself where you can. I don't do it enough by any means whatsoever. I have family that could take care of him more than I utilize them, but I always feel guilty for doing that. And I probably should do that more often. So that's something that having him be at camp taught me. That aside, something else that camp taught me is that you should always be certain that whatever clothes you're sending your child to camp with you're not concerned about whether or not they're going to come back with them. I kind of knew that beforehand going in. I sent him with all white shirts because I had a fear that he may or may not come back with the shirts. So yeah. That was a lesson. Secondary to that, Wisconsin is actually a pretty state. Honestly, I've been to several states in the United States, and I've been to Wisconsin before, but not the parts of Wisconsin that I went to this time. And every part of Wisconsin that I've seen so far and overall has been very pretty. This is the first time that I've seen it during the summer. The last time I saw it during the fall, and it was beautiful during the fall because there were so many colors with all the leaves changing and everything. It was just pretty. But I have to say, the town that we went to, and really any of the towns that I've been to, they're all so well taken care of, and they all look well funded and like their tax dollars are going to the things that they should, like the infrastructure and revitalization of like old downtown type areas, and keeping the towns in proper order, which is great. I mean, that's a great thing. It speaks volumes for the state. I don't know that much about Wisconsin, but it does make me curious about their politics and things like that, and what their laws are, and how they deal with funding all of these things. And I want to do some more research into it because that's where my brain goes with it. I'm always curious when I see places like that. I've been to Nebraska before too, and Nebraska's not bad either. I'm always impressed by Iowa too, because there are a lot of places in Iowa that are very well kept like that. The town that I live in is one of them in particular, that the town itself is very well taken care of. But the town that we went to had a boardwalk and a beach, and in like the middle of town. Like, I'm not talking about, you got to drive, 2 towns over to be able to get to these things, all in one town. And the apartment buildings looked super nice and had like all glass fronted windows and glass balconies. And it was just very modern and simplistic, and even the high school looked like it was just redone, like it had been renovated this year, which I'm sure that it hasn't. But the whole town looked like it was brand new, which I know the town is incredibly old, but it was just really impressive to me. So I'm always curious when I see things like that. What else? I can't think of too many other things that have been on my mind lately, other than I've been listening to lots of episodes of Distractable, which, if you haven't listened to Distractable, you should check it out. Especially if you like Markiplier. I would highly recommend it, because Markiplier is one of the personalities on the podcast, as well as Bob Meiskirm, I think is how you say his last name. I'm freaking terrible at his last name. And then Wade Barnes is the other personality on the show. They all three talk about different topics of conversation until they get so distracted and off topic that they have to end the episode. And it works out really well, and it's really funny, and it was very helpful and useful on our road trip. As was, we listened to some of Lore, and we listened to Blurry Photos, and then we also listened to r/. So those are all ones that I would recommend checking out if you're looking for podcasts that will get you through the day, or get you through a trip, or really even something that you can listen to on your commute, that if you're looking for something to fill time. Definitely good ones to use for that. So I guess those are the main things that were important to me and mattered to me in the recent days. I would say today, but not today, because it's been a little while since we've chatted. So those are the main things that I wanted to talk about and that were important to me in recent time. And I suppose I will see you lovelies and talk to you next time. Thanks for tuning in.